All right, so when you're looking at the notes, which I haven't posted yet, okay? Because I'm a firm believer that you're going to want to take down as much as you can handwritten just on loose leaf paper. It's going to make it stick better. So I am going to just kind of go through. Where's my paper? These quickly, some of this stuff at the very beginning, anybody see my little PowerPoint clicker anyway? Like running all these ashes right here. All right, so just chapter 1, matter changing. And we're going to look at just classifying matter. Okay? So obviously the very first thing that we have to do is we have to, what is chemistry? Okay? It's the study of the composition. What does it mean to study the composition of matter?
What matter is made of.
Yeah, actually, you guys do already have the notes, and so some of this will be filled in. Okay, so if you have the notes, I mean, what you can do is fill those in, and then I forgot that I gave you the notes already. Fill those in, and then just kind of things that I say, you can just kind of add in on the side. I'm sorry. Everything's different this year. Okay. All right. So, what does it mean, the composition of substances? What they're made of. Okay. So that's the first thing, is we want to know what's it made of, and then secondly, what changes do they undergo? That's your chemical reaction. Okay. So that's what chemistry is going to be. What are things made up of, and then how do they react with one another? Okay. But it's not only just it's what we know, but what we learn from what we do. It's the labs. It's like, again, it's the IRMs, and it's just knowing and seeing what act upon means. Okay. Now, the 5 branches of chemistry, that's fine. You can just look at that. The book actually does 6. Okay. They do number 6 is I think they call it physical. What do they call it? But again, it's just all the different things. The key on this, organic compounds have carbon. Inorganic is what we're going to study in here. Analytical, this is all the composition of substances. Physical chemistry, that's one of the hardest classes as a chemistry major you have to take. It's chemistry, physics, and calculus all rolled into one. Just getting down into the small parts and how the atom actually works. Biochemistry, that's a huge field. If I ever was to come back in another life, I probably want to do something in the biochemistry area, just trying to figure out how things work. Okay? You guys need this though? You're supposed to have done that at home on Friday.
My textbook wasn't working.
Textbook's not working?
Mine wasn't on Friday either, but I got it to work yesterday.
It's working now?
Mine started working Sunday.
Okay. I'll give you some grace. Because you guys got to give me some grace because my stuff's not working either. All right, then we got it all? All right. Then the classic scientific method. This really isn't even in the chapter. It comes in the next chapter, but the whole point of scientific method, and there's really not just 5 or 4 steps or whatever. Scientific method is just a process that you use a structured process to figure stuff out. But the key is that it's based on an observation. Okay? You make an observation. Newton's sitting outside, noticing an apple falls down from the tree, theoretically. He said, everything falls down. That's his observation. So then you guys go, why does everything fall down? His question. All right. So then he makes a hypothesis. There's this thing called gravity, a natural attraction between all objects in the earth. Okay. So then you go and start studying and experimenting. Now, the only other thing I want to point out on this is that I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. A theory explains. A law describes a natural phenomenon, okay? I was kind of taught originally that a law is a theory which has withstood the test of time, and then eventually becomes a law. But the reality is laws describe natural phenomena. We know that there's gravity. So we have the law of gravity. We can describe how fast things fall, what's the acceleration of gravity, all the different things. But why is there gravity? We're just going to take a theory to explain why is there gravity. And really nobody knows. It's just there's just any two objects of a natural attraction between them. There's a gravitational attraction there. Okay? Any two objects. Okay? So just kind of know that a theory explains, and so if you need to write that in, that's what you kind of write it on the side. Okay? Law here, this is it right here. Laws describe while theories explain. That's kind of the gist, the most important part of this. And then we already kind of talked about pure chemistry and applied chemistry. Right? Pure chemistry is knowledge for knowledge's sake. That's why we went to the moon, pure chemistry. But applied chemistry is where we want to meet the needs of society. We want to have that creativity to meet the needs. Okay? Do I need to go back? Am I going too fast? With applied chemistry, that's where you get a lot of social and moral issues. For instance, nuclear power. Nuclear power can be a great way to generate electricity. It's a great, they use it to propel the aircraft carriers and the submarines and all that. But at the same time, they can make bombs out of it and destroy the world with it. So, you got good and bad with applied. Get into medical research, there's ethical questions that come in on what should be done, what shouldn't be done, genetic modifications and cloning and all those different things. The applied pure is just knowledge for knowledge's sake. It's neither good nor evil. Okay? So, matter. Matter is made up of atoms and molecules. Atoms make up elements. If we look at this picture, I did it again. Okay, this is not in your textbook. This is in the AP textbook, but I just want to kind of give you. Okay, so matter is made up of elements and compounds. Okay? Those are your pure substance. So here, if it's just one type of atom, that means we know it's an element. Those are the only elements that there are in the world. 92 of them that really exist. Actually, 90 that exist on Earth. Okay? Those are the only elements you have. Now, with compounds, how you put those together, there's a bazillion different ways to put those together. But most elements are single atoms that are just then bonded all together. Like a gold is going to be gold atom, gold atom, gold atom, gold atom, gold atom. However, there's two of the same type of atom bonded together. So that's going to make a molecule. But because it's the same type of atom, it's still an element. Okay? So in order for it to be a compound, you have to have different types of elements bonded together. So these are both molecules, but this is the molecule of an element. This is the molecule of a compound. Do you understand the difference? Okay? Because we need to be able to see that. Then here, this is just going to be a mixture. We're going to talk about mixture. So matter is going to be broken down into elements, compounds, and mixtures. Now, of these right here, most elements are, that's it. It is quarter till. Okay, we'll pick up there tomorrow. So what I'm going to do for you guys again, I'm going to pick up here tomorrow in the other class, and then you'll watch it on video. Okay, just at your convenience.